Well, another 35th over wicket. Cricbuzz Comm Box strikes again, but certainly you'd have to say a little bit of credit to Ravindra Jadeja there. The first thing that represents that run out, Gautam Mohammad Kaif alongside me, is the intensity that Virat Kohli talked about. They look up for it, fielding better, and they're just together as a unit today.
Yeah, to create run out like this, you have to be alert. Speed makes a big difference, and the positioning. If you're coming from 30 yards from the circle, you will never be able to get the run out. And see Jadeja's case, he was actually at the 15 yard, taking the start, coming in and seeing the situation because they had lost wickets and they were trying to build a partnership. So cutting on those ones and twos was very important. That's what Jadeja did, and throwing at the stump. He's been making mistakes in the past, but this time he was unbelievable.
Trust me, this man alongside knows a thing or two about that 15-30 yard circle, a panther at that point, so he knows exactly what he's talking about. But just let's have a quick confirmation as to where we stand in the 35th over. 176 for 5, and just not too long ago it was 157 for 2 when Martin Guptill was still there. Yep. That also came as a result of a run out. And you'd have to say Ross Taylor, who's been brilliant in 2-run chases, brilliant the other night. But this time around, he's almost been responsible for both, because it's been a tap and run, but you didn't see that communication between the striker and non-striker on both occasions.
Yeah, Guptill was a big blow because he's been playing well, especially in this inning. Recent form has not been great, but this time he was looking very set to score a big 100, and he could do that. He can strike the ball well, especially in the death overs. But that run out was a big blow, and Ross Taylor, so many times I have seen he's been involved in the run outs, dropping catches sometimes at the crucial moment, and not fielding, fumbling the ball when there was a chance for a run out. So he's been doing that for last couple of years, Ross Taylor. But yeah, of course, the way New Zealand had started, they were 93 for 1. We all thought they're gonna cross easily 300, but losing quick wickets in the middle, probably India has got back in the game again.
Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of the predictions have been around that mark. Your own prediction was 300 exactly, yes, for New Zealand to get to. They still should get there with 14 overs to go, 5 wickets and 180 on the board. New Zealand will be upset if they don't actually get close to that 300 mark. But plenty of bowling to come still for India. Chahals look good to start with, coming in place of Kuldeep Yadav. The only bowler who's bowled out, this was of course an over ago. Jadeja has bowled his 10 overs, 1 for 35. So he's really done his job with economy. They've got Bumrah's overs to come. Chahal has looked decent. But a quick word on Jadeja. I know you're very keen about talking about his middle overs and how he's restricted the opposition.
Oh yes, see the economy. It's a flat track. There is no turn, there is no drift. And he's been doing it since he made his comeback in the ODI team. People talk about Bumrah and Shami bowling in death overs, but Jadeja has been phenomenal. He's not been taking many wickets, but he's been economical. He's not been giving many runs in the middle overs and taking crucial wickets. The Tom Latham wicket was a big blow, because Tom Latham, the way he played in the last game, he was the turning point, winning the last game for New Zealand, and this was a big wicket for India. Jadeja has been phenomenal. If you take his stats, the way he has made his comeback for last couple of years, he is rightly up there with Shami and Bumrah, I would say. Not in terms of taking wickets, but creating those dot balls in the middle overs, creating pressure and taking the big wickets.
I think a very good point that he makes. We often keep referring to Ross Taylor and how he made that 100, but that real impact had come from Tom Latham. So along with Guptill, who looked good for a big 100, I think Tom Latham was a huge wicket. Now, having lost Guptill, having lost Latham, Ross Taylor still finding his feet in this particular inning, 16 of 29 deliveries at the moment. So he'll have to change gear. What do New Zealand do from this point onwards? Do they try and still target 300, or do they say that, listen, let's settle for 275, 280, but let's make sure we get there?
Yeah, they should not lose wickets from here on, because they have to keep batting, probably target 5-6 runs per over, not taking big risks in the right now. And see how it goes in the last 5 overs. So probably you can target. Bumrah has not been up to the mark. I mean, he's not looking the best at the moment. So you can target Bumrah also, but you have to have wickets in hand. and hopefully from here on, run a ball would be the main focus for New Zealand.
265, 270, bare minimum, that's what they need to look for. One possible thing in their favour is that with Mitch Santa pulling out at the last moment, they've got an extra batting option in the Hong Kong boy, Mark Chapman, to come in next. So they'll be hoping some contribution from him, big CDG, and of course Ross Taylor doing a Ross Taylor. It looks like he's in form. So India could still have somewhat of a challenge on their hands.